What's up, guys? Sean here from Srkcycles. We have a Victory Kingpin tour that I am pumped to take for a spin. And we're also going to talk about the life lessons that we can learn from Victory Motorcycle Company. First, choke on. First, this video is brought to you by Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and He said that it was good. That might be busted in the Genesis 1:1:2, but hey, that's all right. All right, guys. So Victory. First of all, I like Victory. I think Victory is a great bike company, and I think they did a lot of great things. What I guess they didn't do, well, I mean, they made great bikes. It was a quality product. I love the styling of them. But the only flaw they did was just like they didn't market it well. It wasn't until the very end where they started marketing the Octane that I was like, wow, these guys are getting it. They're finally getting it. The last year they're around, they're finally getting it. So some of the things that Victory really did well, and this is a Kingpin tour, it's a real cool bike, was it's not easy for a motorcycle company to pretty much start from scratch and say, let's just not build off of what everyone else has done. I mean, obviously to some extent you have to, you know, you don't have to like reinvent the wheel, but a lot of companies have been building off of what Harley did, you know, back in the big old glory Harley days. And then for Victory to come out and be like, let's do something different. I mean, in the beginning it wasn't very different, but it ended up being pretty different. So they kind of started from scratch in a way. And I mean, if you've ever seen the Victory Vision, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just out of this world. So instead of building a bike and then putting saddlebags on the side of it, they built it all to match. It all flows. It all has lines. You know what I mean? So I really like what the designers did. I like the idea. I like the concept that they were going for at Victory. I didn't always love the design that they came up with, but they were always good running bikes. Another thing is, when you design a bike that's going to be fuel injected, well, when you're designing a V-twin, let's imagine, okay, you're designing a fuel injected V-twin opposed to a carbureted V-twin. What kind of differences are you going to have? Well, if it's carbureted, then you would need a carburetor in between the cylinders. So you have a carburetor in between the V, which is why the intake would be the closest to the carburetor. That's why on a lot of these motorcycles, the intake is right along the side of your leg. That just makes sense. Why wouldn't you do that? Well, that's exactly what they do. So, look both ways. So, if you're designing a fuel-injected bike, you don't need a system right next between the cylinders. It's fuel injected, so you don't need you can put the intake anywhere, and instead of putting it right next to your leg in between the two hottest things in the engine, you can put the intake in the front of the bike where it belongs and where it's going to get the most amount of cold air, and it's not going to be cumbersome to your riding. It's stuff like that that Victory was able to do from the beginning and then continue doing it. All these things on the side, they're just, you know, that the one goes for the key, but it's just for, you know, aesthetics. They just put something in there. So I really, I've always respected Victory. I like what they were doing. I'm bummed out. I'm very bummed out that they didn't, that Polaris decided to shut them down. I mean, check that out. Digital, 2000, whatever, 6, 7, 8, digital speedometer in the Victory. Harleys still don't do that. I'm pretty sure there might be one. So sweet bike. You can see, I mean, it runs great. It looks good. And these things are very inexpensive. And it's questionable whether the prices are going to go up or down. It's very possible that these things keep on going up in value just because the demand, you know, people thinking, oh, they don't make them anymore. The demand for them might go up, but the supply is not going up. The supply is going down because they're not making anymore, and then people are wrecking the bikes because people wreck bikes. That's what people do with motorcycles. When you stop making new ones, you eventually run out of them just like anything else because people end up, you know, wrecking them. So that is life. But guys, I like this bike. I think it's nimble. The brakes feel nice and tight. The gearbox feels great. The Victory's always, they've never had an issue with power. They've always had just plenty, ridiculous amount of power. It's got a great V-twin sound. It looks cool. This one's got a Mustang seat on it, which feels great. It's got a backrest, really kick back. I like these highway pegs. It's just a good touring bike. I guess this might have been Victory's touring bike because I don't think they had the cross country at this time. I might be wrong, but who knows? The bike's got good power, great sound. All right, guys, that wraps it up. That's a few things that Victory did that I think you can take some life lessons from. One, be original. Don't start from where everyone else started. And two, don't put so many seals in your motor. Why you need 60 seals in 60 seals in your engine when you can get by with like 7? Think about it. We'll see you guys later, guys. Not what you're riding, but where you're going. Don't forget to subscribe. And we also sell motorcycles. This motorcycle's for sale at Srkcycles.com. We ship motorcycles all over the country. We are a very unique dealership, and we are killing it. All right, guys. See you guys later. Remember, it's not what you're riding, but where you're going. Coming in hot. What's up, guys? Sean here from Srkcycles.com. Click here to subscribe. Click here to check out our new channel, Bikes and Beards, and then click down here to see how you guys can win a motorcycle. We'll see you guys later.